Chapter 34. If I understand anything about this great symbolist, it is that he accepted only inner realities as truths. That he understood the rest, everything natural, temporal, spatial, historical, only as signs, as occasions for parables. The concept of the Son of Man is not a concrete person who belongs in history, something individual and unique, but an eternal factuality, a psychological symbol redeemed from the concept of time. The same applies once again, and in the highest sense, to the God of this typical symbolist, to the kingdom of God, to the kingdom of heaven, to the filiation of God. Nothing is more unchristian than the ecclesiastical crudities of a God as person, of a kingdom of God which is to come, of a kingdom of heaven beyond, of a Son of God as the second person in the Trinity. All this is, forgive the expression, like a fist in the eye. Oh, in what an eye of the evangel, a world historical cynicism in the derision of symbols. But what the signs Father and Son refer to is obvious, not to everyone. I admit the word Son expresses the entry into the overall feeling of the transfiguration of all things, blessedness. The word Father expresses this feeling itself, the feeling of eternity, the feeling of perfection. I am ashamed to recall what the church has made of this symbolism. Has it not placed an amphitryon story at the threshold of the Christian faith, and a dogma of immaculate conception on top of that? But with that, it has maculated conception. Maculated conception. The kingdom of heaven is a state of the heart, not something that is to come above the earth or after death. The whole concept of natural death is lacking in the evangel. Death is no bridge, no transition, is lacking because it belongs to a wholly different, merely apparent world, useful only insofar as it furnishes signs. The hour of death is no Christian concept. An hour, time, physical life and its crises do not even exist for the teacher of the glad tidings. The kingdom of God is nothing that one expects. It has no yesterday and no day after tomorrow. It will not come in 1,000 years. It is an experience of the heart. It is everywhere. It is nowhere. Chapter 35. This bringer of glad tidings died as he had lived, as he had taught, not to redeem men, but to show how one must live. This practice is his legacy to mankind, his behavior before the judges, before the catchpoles, before the accusers and all kinds of slander and scorn, his behavior on the cross. He does not resist. He does not defend his right. He takes no step which might ward off the worst. On the contrary, he provokes it. And he begs, he suffers, he loves with those, in those who do him evil. Not to resist, not to be angry, not to hold responsible, but to resist not even the evil one, to love him. Chapter 36. Only we spirits who have become free, have the presuppositions for understanding something that 19 centuries have misunderstood. That integrity which, having become instinct and passion, wages war against the holy lie, even more than against any other lie. Previous readers were immeasurably far removed from our loving and cautious neutrality, from that discipline of the spirit which alone makes possible the unriddling of such foreign, such tender things. With impudent selfishness they always wanted only their own advantage. Out of the opposite of the evangel, the church was constructed. If one were to look for signs that an ironical divinity has its fingers in the great play of the world, one would find no small support in the tremendous question mark called Christianity. Mankind lies on its knees before the opposite of that which was the origin, the meaning, the right of the evangel. In the concept of church, it is pronounced wholly precisely what the bringer of the glad tidings felt to be beneath and behind himself. one would look in vain for a greater example of world historical irony.